Need somebody to hold your, you need, guys, your prop holder?
Alright, first of all, I'm sure they go backwards. I just said that to throw y'all off so y'all can Alright. What I did was the kidney, which is this reddish brown bean-shaped structure that this reddish brown bean-shaped structure that is located on either side of the vertical column, and that's where it's located. And what it does is it can get rid of waste. It can and it also forms urine. It helps the body maintain homeostasis, and it contains water. Electrolytes that form urine. All right, and and the pH of the extracellular fluids. All right, what I want to talk about first, well, first of all, let me point out some things here, which is the renal cortex, which is around here. You probably can see it better over here. And then you have, of course, the pyramid shapes, which we call them, which is inside the medulla. You have the arcuate artery and vein, which is named for that because of the position of it on the arc. And once it travels down between this column, through the columns right here, it turns into the interlobular artery and vein. And this part right here is the minor and the major calyx. And this light part that's right above is the papilla or papilla. And this bright yellowish structure that you see right here is fat in the sinus. The fatty part of the sinus. And this part right here is the sinus part. So, and you got these right here, which is the nephrons, and this part down here at the body of the base of it is the collecting ducts. Then you got your glomerulus. You see the yellow parts right here down the sleeves. And you got all kind of things. Let's branch it through it. But anyway, the blood enters through the kidney through the renal artery, which then the renal artery will travel through, then it'll branch off into what you call afferent arteriole. And each afferent arteriole, which leads to a network of capillaries called the glomerulus. And fluid called the glomerulus. And fluid will leave the capillaries of the glomerulus. Fluid will leave the capillaries of the glomerulus, but large molecules of cells don't pass through the pores, which is called the process of filtration. And so blood would leave the capillaries of the glomerulus and by way of efferent arterioles, which would then enter into the capillaries of the medulla. And into the capillaries of the medulla, and then we call the peritubular capillaries, which collects much of the water that was lost from the glomerulus. And then that'll probably okay. And then that's going into the venules, which is in the peritubular capillaries that will lead to the renal vein that will exit the kidney and then return blood back into the vena cava. But part of the structure I want to talk about though is the nephron. The nephron is the functional part of the kidney. It deals with reabsorption and secretion of ions like sodium. You got your carbohydrates like glucose, amino acids, and it does something else. And it contains a glomerular capsule, or the Bowman's capsule, which is this cup-shaped type structure that surrounds the glomerulus, which is a group of capillaries. And both of them together is the glomerular capsule, and the glomerulus form the renal corpuscle, right? The renal corpuscle. Anyway, and attached to the glomerular capsule or the Bowman's capsule, you have these long twisted tubes that one of them you will call the proximal tubule. The proximal tubule, which fluid entering into this tube is absorbed, is reabsorbed into the peritubular capillaries. All right, and then we're gonna come down to this therefore, if you can see it, then this tube gonna travel down until we call the nephron loop. And the descending part is the descending, well, on the way down, it's called the descending limb, which is actually permeable to water and impermeable to salt. And which means the water will flow freely out of the descending limb by osmosis. And so on the way back up, this tube is the ascending limb, which is impermeable to water, and it pumps sodium and secretes phosphate. And that's going to move you on along to the to the distal tube, which is once the sodium, it's impermeable to water, but when the presence it pumps sodium out of the filtrate, then the filtrate is then passed to the distal tube, and on the inside of the tube, the cells in there where you got mitochondria and they produce energy, ATP. And it produces energy. It reabsorbs calcium and it and it secretes phosphate. Then you got these big thick parts of it right here called the collective ducts, which is normally impermeable to water. Which is normally impermeable to water, but it becomes permeable whenever the presence of ADH is there, which is the antidiuretic hormone.